What's up, everybody? Ring the bell here, and today I want to talk about Tonight I want to talk about bullying. Bullying. Bullying is a very controversial.
Bullying is a subject that I feel very, I don't want to say passionate about, but I definitely feel very strongly on that subject. Start off the bat, some people don't believe bullying exists. I'm going to tell you, otherwise it does exist. It does. And it should not be tolerated by anybody. In starters, but when I say this, I mean bullying by definition. So, one person says something mean to someone, they say something mean back, and they're just, they get in a fight, or that's different. People arguing, people fighting. No, bullying, by definition, and don't quote me, this is not the dictionary definition, this is my definition, but I'm pretty sure you'll agree, is constantly doing something to somebody that they don't like. It can be cyberbullying, it just means over, but that's then technically it's verbal, it's things that you're saying and constantly doing it, especially after somebody asks you to stop once, twice, 3 times. Not only do they ask you to stop, sometimes they might include why they want you to stop. Listen, I don't like the way I don't like the way you're treating me. I really don't like this. I'm not doing anything wrong to you. Why are you doing this to me? You're making me sad. Whatever it may be that person's saying, but they're asking, and they generally, once it gets repetitive, if the person doesn't, fight back in the same manner, whether that be physical, emotional, whatever the bully does, if the victim does not respond like that, but rather just asks to stop, and it continues, that's when it's bullying, and that's when it's a problem, and that's what I don't like. I don't like bullies. I believe in mental issues as well, mental problems, mental disorders, diseases, whatever you want to call them. I believe in those. I do also think those are real. And I'm not in no means giving the bully a reason to bully, but more so, I hate bullies. I'm going to put that out. And I mean, you have to really be severely impaired in the head, severely, to keep on doing something to somebody over and over and over again after they ask you to stop and stop and stop and tell you how they feel. And if it's not good, if they really don't feel good, there is no reason for you to continue doing whatever it is you're doing to that person. If you laugh about it, if you and your friends, if they laugh, or they, you look good in front of them when you bully somebody, and that person, you don't know what impact you're having on that person that's getting bullied. You have no idea what you're doing to him. You might not even have bad intentions if you're a bully. This is where I want the bullies to listen. You might not have bad intentions. You might just be, joking around a little bit in your head, getting a few laughs out of your friends. You're increasing, so in that situation, those laughs that, you're increasing the quality of your life there. That's, you went from not laughing to a bullying incident to laughing. You're increasing the quality of your life by decreasing the quality of somebody else's life. And if you don't understand what is, and I'm sorry to use profanity, but what is so up there in that situation, if you don't understand, then you have a mental disorder. Because anybody should be able to understand that increasing the quality of your life by decreasing the quality of somebody else's life is not okay. It's just not humane. It's not ethical. It's not, if you have any sort of inner good in you, you would know that that's wrong. And you should really stop that. You should not do that to somebody. And people that say bullying's not real, they've obviously never been bullied. Because if you've been bullied, you know it's real. They might be bullies. They don't know that. But it's definitely real. There needs to be awareness raised about it. People have taken their lives because of bullying. That is not a joke. So if you're listening to this and saying, "Oh yeah," or thinking that is not a joke. That is a serious thing. That is a mother and a father losing their child, a brother or a sister losing their sibling, okay? A wife losing a husband losing a wife. Because of what? Because somebody kept going and going and going until that person lost their life. And there is no way that is okay. If you find yourself in a situation where you believe you're a bully, if you haven't really realized the severity of what you're doing or what could possibly happen, then it's not okay, but stop. Now you should stop then. If you've realized it, stop. There's many ways in life to increase the quality of your life. You can go on a jog. You can be like me and play video games. You can make jokes that don't hurt other people with your friends. I mean, I can sit here forever and talk about ways to just simply enjoy your life without hurting somebody else's. I've heard many stories and theories that bullies have problems at home. That's why they bully. Usually they get bullied. So they have to take that out on somebody else at school. And I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. By all means, they might be getting bullied at home. That's very possible. But that is not a reason to bully somebody else. That just makes it even worse. You need to find a way to talk about that. A school counselor, something, a friend. Talk about, hey, so-and-so does this to me at home, so that's why I feel like going to do this to so-and-so. No, that is not okay, and that is not an excuse. And you are only lying to yourself, and you know you're lying to yourself if your excuse is problems at home, so I have to ruin somebody else's life. Because guess what? Then you deserve those problems. If you're doing that to somebody, then you, by all means, deserve for it to be done to you. Kind of like an eye for an eye, or whatever the term is. And that is not okay. I'm sorry if you're getting bullied at home, but do not go take it out on somebody else. Because however it makes you feel, you're making that person feel like that. And it really doesn't matter what level of bullying we're at. I mean, it does. You have some really bad situations. I don't consider physical, so if someone's, that's not bullying, that's physical abuse, that's punching. If somebody punched me, I'd punch them back. I'd fight them. I would never allow myself to get physically abused. It depends on the situation. If it's like a 5-on-1, of course, for you're trying human instinct to survive or whatever, but so I don't believe in, unless you're smaller and weaker. Also, that's kind of like a 5-on-1. So if you can't fight, then you get out, you run, you leave. It's still physical abuse, so it's not bullying. That's abuse. And it just needs to come to a stop. It's not cool. Okay, it's not nice. It's not nice. I don't understand why you would want to be mean to somebody for no reason. That's bullying by definition. So what I mean is, if somebody said something nasty to you, you say something, I'm not telling you to go hide in a corner and never, confront people. No, confrontation is key, especially with bullies. We'll get to that later. But if someone says something, you say something back. I'm not saying I advocate that fire with fire, but I'm saying is that's normal. That's going to happen. Bullying is when somebody's and you can tell that person doesn't even want to fight back. That person's to the point where they're just looking down and slouching, and they don't know what to do. And all they can do is simply ask you, hey, listen, just please stop doing this. I don't appreciate it. I've asked you this many times. Jeff, stop telling people that about me. It's not true, etc. You got to stop. You got to stop doing it. At some point, you got to stop. For yourself, too. What if something were to happen? How would you feel then? Are you even thinking about the consequences of what you're doing to the poor person who's getting bullied? Huh? Are you? Do you think you're tough? Because you can pick on somebody weaker than you? That's not always the case, but usually it's someone in a weaker position. That is not always the case, though. Okay? I'm not saying that. A smaller person can bully a big person just as easily. But if it gives you a sense of power or any sort of joy, you need to get help. That we're at a mental disorder then. We are. That's just, it's not right. It's not right. And I know 99% of people will agree with that. That if you get a sense of joy of hurting other people, that's not right. Hell, if not 100% of people, except for the ones who do get the joy, obviously. So it's 99. So I say that. But it's just, I've read some stories online, I've seen some news stories, and I just, to be honest, memories from growing up and so many other things, and it's something that I've really wanted to talk about always. Getting joy, any sort of joy out of hurting someone, and again, I'm going to use some, no, I'm not going to use profane, but getting joy out of hurting someone makes you look like the lowest person ever. It is just wrong. It makes you, it's so disgusting and filthy, and just, saying something about somebody once, so you guys are in a fight, and let's say you took it too far and you said something really deep and personal, or let's say, bullying can happen with best friends. Don't get me wrong. Somebody can trust someone with something, and they can use that against them. Bullies don't have to be enemies. Remember, bullies, like I said, it can be in your house, it can be your older brother, whatever. Bullies can be anybody. Anybody. And it's just wrong, and it's disgusting. I try and not use those kind of words. I try and always give the benefit of the doubt, but my benefit of the doubt means, listen, it's some sort of disorder. The person needs help. It is still not okay, but I try not, because the reason why is I don't want to sit here and call someone disgusting and filthy, because I don't know actually what's in your head or his head or her head, etc. I'm not in their head. I'm not them. I may be in their head. It's completely okay to hurt someone, to ruin their life, etc. And if it's okay in their head, then they really don't know what to do. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a bully and you're listening to this and you find yourself in those shoes, it's not okay, and you need to get help then. You seriously need to get help. But bullying, it's just disgusting. And people are scared to talk about it. People are scared to raise awareness about it until it happens to their little brother, to their little sister, to them. But otherwise, it's a subject that everyone just kind of, what? It's there. It's real. And we need to talk about it. And if we all talk about it like this, the bullies will they will have to come down. If the whole world is wearing anti-bullying shirts, people aren't going to, they're not going to. Because if the whole world's against it, it's not going to happen. So, awareness has to be raised. It's not too late. It's not. Now is better than tomorrow. Because a life can be saved then. Or 2 or 3 or 4. Tomorrow is better than the next day. But we have to do something. And it has to be done soon. Picking on someone and ruining their life is not okay. Especially if that person has asked you not to do something and you keep doing it. It's just wrong. Get some help. You need it.